this question, we assume that the coin is unfair. If it's a fair coin, the probability of getting head or tail are both 1/2. But in this case, we assume we have an unfair coin, and the probability of getting a head is 1/3. And we are going to flip the coin 3 times. And here, I would like to construct the probability distribution of resulting 0, 1, 2, or 3 heads. So, start from the first line. What is the probability of getting 0 head? To find this probability, I need to know both the probability of getting a head, which is 1/2, and the probability of getting a tail, which is 1 minus 1/3, and that is 2/3, because if you do not get a head, you must get a tail. So the probability of getting 0 head is equivalent to getting tails all 3 times, and that will be 1/3 times 1/3. Every time you toss a coin, that is an independent trial. And my answer will be 8/27. Next calculation. We would like to know the probability of getting 1 head. 3 ways we could get 1 head. One is getting a head at the first toss, and then 2 tails. Another one is, so 3 different scenarios, and that's why I sum. Getting a tail, getting a head, and getting a tail, plus the probability of getting a tail, and getting a head. The probability of, let's see if I could squeeze everything in one line. The probability of getting a head is 1/3, and then the probability of getting a tail is 2/3, 2/3. Now the next one, I want a tail, a head, and a tail, plus the probability of getting a tail, and getting a head. And sum all of them up, and you're welcome to use your graphing calculator to carry out this calculation and simplify your answer. Yes, you could use your graphing calculator to simplify a fraction. And that is my answer for the probability of getting 1 head. Now let's calculate the probability of getting 2 heads. Once again, 3 different scenarios. I could have head, and then tail. And then I could have head, tail, head. Or I could have tail, head, and head. And probability of getting a head is 1/3, another 1/3, and 2/3. And the probability of getting a head, tail, head is 1/3 times 2/3 times 1/3 plus the probability of getting a tail, head, and head. Now last one, I would like to calculate the probability of getting a head, 3 heads. So that would be only one scenario. And then this is one I have. So that will be 1/27. Now that is only the first part. The second part, I will use the probability distribution above above to calculate the mean and the standard deviation. So please forgive me, I should have just pulled out my graphing calculator at the beginning. Now here we are. So let me enter the probability distribution table. So I will go to Stat, Edit, and notice I already have entries for L1 and L2. So the first thing I'm going to do is scroll to the top and clear everything. And I will do the same thing for L2. Clear everything. Okay, now I'm going to enter 0, 1, 2, and 3. And scroll to my right. I will enter 8/27. It's going to convert to a decimal for us by default, and don't have to worry about that. And 2/9. And then I have 1/27. Okay, so now I finished entering my probability distribution table and the x values in L1 and the probabilities in L2. Now let me press second mode, and then I'm going to press Stat, scroll to my right, and this is one variable statistic, and I will use my L1, comma, L2. Press Enter, and this is my mean, which is 1, and this is my sigma, which is the standard deviation, and I would only like to show my answer to one decimal place. So my final answer will be 1.0, or simply enter 1. The 0 after the decimal point is optional. And this is how to construct a probability distribution table. And notice that when you flip a coin, you only have two outcomes. You either get a head or you get a tail. And we repeat the experiment multiple times, and this probability distribution is what we call the binomial distribution. When we have to deal with binomial distribution, we could actually use calculator to find all of those probability in one simple entry. And we could use a formula to find the mean and the standard deviation. So in the next exercise, with the next video, I'm going to show you how to use your graphing calculator to find all those probabilities and give you a formula to find this mean and standard deviation. And from this point on, the calculation for binomial distribution will be much easier.